How do you see the new bands? I think that they are having a lot of troubles because there is no record labels as they used to. You just mentioned that the bands for the 80s, maybe they're active and maybe because they have a goodwill they are. But the new bands, I see that they are having some problems. It's easy for you to get hold of the new metal and find out and put them on as we used to be. I think it's different now for the new bands.
I always feel it's very important to play and support new music. I always have. There's a pretty big segment of my audience on the radio side that doesn't want to hear it or care about it. But I'm still going to play at least 2 an hour, because I think it's very important. Because how will there be classic rock 20, 30 years from now if a new band doesn't get an opportunity? I remember in 1989, some friends of mine in New Jersey who were putting a band together came to me and said, "Hey, can we come on and play our demo on your radio show?" Sure, come on. Who is this band? Who cares? That band was Skid Row. So I remember in 1983, there was a radio station that did local bands, an album of local bands. They played a song on the local band record for a band nobody ever heard of called Runaway. That band was Bon Jovi. So you can see what I'm saying. That Skid Row or Bon Jovi or Metallica could exist right now and just need that break. So I think it's very important to play new music, but obviously the dynamic has changed tremendously on how you do that. And again, Andreas, there's pros and cons. There's good and bad to that. The good is that you don't even really need a record label anymore. You can do it yourself if you have a little bit of money and creativity and really want to work at it. There's a lot of bands that I know and meet and say, we're willing to work and do anything. But they're really not at the end of the day. Or they may try and in a week they give up. You have to be willing to really work. And of course, the most powerful tool now that any band has is the internet, is social media. And even though record sales are not what they used to be, a few bands pointed this out to me, and it's true. There's a lot more people hearing new bands that aren't necessarily buying the records. So what I mean is, you may go on YouTube, or you may go on some sort of streaming service and hear a new song or a new band and like it. But because you're able to hear it that way, that doesn't mean you're going to go out and buy it. You should buy it, but that doesn't register with sales. So my point is, sales don't always tell the full story of how many people that artist is reaching with new music. So it's a combination of that and willingness to go out and really work hard on the road. And here's the most important thing when new bands talk to me about trying to get going. We have a great live show. We look great. We have a great guitar player. Look at our t-shirt. Look at this. Look at our website. But here's the one thing they never say. We have great songs. And that is so important. That to me is the most important thing. And a lot of these artists are too close to it, and their friends and parents aren't going to say, you know what, your songs just aren't that good. But a lot of times that is the problem. We have now, I'm sure you have them here in Colombia, in America, we have maybe 5 TV talent shows. You know, America's Got Talent, The Voice, too many to even think. And a lot of bands are becoming of the belief that's the path. We just have to be a great singer. Not the case, because on all those shows, almost all of those people are singing material they had nothing to do with. So they're basically a cover act. And to me, the #1 talent that needs to be focused on is writing songs. Not easy. Certainly everybody's not a great songwriter, but the focus on writing great songs, to me, is the #1 most important thing, and to me, the #1 most impressive talent anybody could have. You can walk down Los Angeles and run into 50 guys that can play like Yngwie Malmsteen. You can bump right into them. Can they write songs? And that's the difference.